This is the Sabbath School lesson for the second quarter, 2021.
Lesson 2 for September 3 to 9, Covenant Primer, read by Dr. Percy Harrold. Monday, April 5, Covenant with God. Genesis chapter 6 verse 18 reads, "But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee." In the above verse, the word covenant appears for the first time in the Bible, and in this context, God has just told Noah about his decision to destroy the earth because of the massive and continuing spread of sin. Though this destruction will come in a worldwide flood, God is not forsaking the world he created. He continues to offer the covenant relationship first set in operation after the fall. The divine I, who offers the covenant, is himself the ground of Noah's security. As the covenant-keeping God, the Lord promised to protect the family members who were willing to live in a committed relationship with him, one that resulted in obedience. Question: was the covenant with Noah just one-sided? Remember that the idea of a covenant implies more than one party. Did Noah have his end of the deal to uphold? What lesson is there for us in the answer to these questions? God tells Noah that there is going to be a flood and the world will be destroyed. But God makes a deal with him in which he promises to save Noah and his family. Thus the stakes were quite high, because if God did not uphold his end of the promise, then no matter what Noah did, he would be wiped out with the rest of the world. God said he would make a covenant with Noah. The word itself implies an intention to honour what one says one will do. It is not just some whimsical statement. The word itself comes loaded with commitment. Suppose the Lord had said to Noah, "Look, the world is coming to an end in a terrible deluge, and I might save you, or I might not. In the meantime, do this and this and this, and then we'll see what happens, but I'm not making any guarantees." Such statements hardly come with the kind of assurance and promise found in the word covenant itself. And so to finish today, some people have argued that Noah's flood was not worldwide, but merely a local deluge. If so, then in the context of what God promises in Genesis 9:15, and we'll also look at Isaiah 54 verse 9, every time another local flood happens, and they seem to happen all the time, God's covenant promise is broken. Let's have a look at Genesis 9:15, "And I will remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. The waters shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh." And we'll compare that with Isaiah 54 and verse 9. "For this is like the waters of Noah to me. For as I have sworn that the waters of Noah would no longer cover the earth, so have I sworn that I would not be angry with you, nor rebuke you." In contrast, the fact that there has not been another worldwide flood proves the validity of God's covenant promise. In short, what does this tell us about how we can trust his promises? This lesson was read by Dr. Percy Harrold for Christian Services for the Blind. It's supported by the Sabbath School Department and Hope Channel Australia, and is rebroadcast by Christian Record Services and through podcasts at It Is Written in the United States, Hope Channel Germany, and through Apple iTunes and SoundCloud. Remember, God is always faithful.